Hey guys, it's Richard Fu here, the virtual COO and founder of the Freedom Systems. And what I do is I help small business owners who are trapped doing everything in their business. I come in, I put in systems, processes, and make their operations streamlined so that they can scale their business to work without them. Why am I passionate about this? I love doing this because I'm all about saving time. For me, time is the most important asset, and everything I do is always based off how much time am I going to invest in it. Why did I agree to come on this show here? Is because one of my great friends, Saloni, invited me to come and talk about the career change, the shift from moving in from your career into what you love to do. And this is what I wanted to share here with you. Just over a year ago, I was actually in a corporate job. I worked in 8 years as a management consultant in one of the big accounting firms around the world. And it was great. I had a great time. But the problem was this. The problem was I realized very early on that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And as part of this month's topic of de-risking the transition of your career, I want to share a bit about what I did, because after 8 years of working, some of the people in my office looked at me as if it was the craziest thing I was doing ever. But this is the truth, and this is what I experienced, is that it was never the craziest thing. If you ever want to change your job and your career and transition to something else, then it's always part of the plan. It's always part of the plan. It was always part of my plan. For over 4 years, I spent building a side business, pivoting, changing, and continually tweaking my side business until it got to a point where it was earning at least half of what I was earning from my corporate job. And this is the thing that I found, that I experienced, or the biggest insight I realized for myself during this moment was, it's not only just about what you want, but you have to think about your environment. And in that time, I was in a different environment where my partner at the time really wanted security, more security than I had, or more security than I could ever have in running my own business. And this is the big shift for me, was sometimes you gotta let go of the good in order to have the great. And what do I mean by this? Sometimes, in our lives, it's kind of like a room. It's kind of like this room here. If I have a good bed, but I want a great bed, there's no room for the great bed because the good bed's in the room already. And so what I realized for myself was that I needed to let go of good in order to have great. And this is the thing that I want to share here with you, is sometimes we are conditioned, we are bought into a dream that's not actually ours. And what do I mean by that? My parents were refugees from Vietnam that fled during the war, and they were always conditioning me to go out and get a safe and secure job that was well educated, that was earning good money. That's all they wanted. And having that was something of a dream of theirs. And this is what's interesting, is sometimes we buy into other people's dreams. And this is the biggest insight I've realized for myself, was that I was buying into someone else's dreams. I was buying into the corporate dream of someone else, when I realized every day I woke up and I did not enjoy doing what I was doing. And so that caused me to make a shift. And that's why I started creating a side business. I didn't want to quit my job so that I could actually put more pressure on myself to try and succeed. Some people need that. For me, I'm not like that. I am risk adverse. I had properties to look after, to manage, and to make sure I was financially stable to provide and look after. I had other responsibilities as well that kept me, or that was reframing me from leaving my job. But in essence, if you're making that shift, you're making that transition, the whole purpose, if you really want to start a business, is to create that side hustle, to create that side business. And most of all, to realize that if this is not the dream that you wanted, is not the thing that you bought into, then it's okay to let it go. It's okay to let it go. And this is the thing I learned the most in this whole experience, is the moment I de-risked and transitioned myself, there's only so much you can de-risk. You can't de-risk to zero. And that is the absolute truth here. There's no way you can de-risk anything to zero. Even if someone says there is, there's always some element of risk. And no matter what, I think if you're trying to de-risk to zero, you are trying to get yourself to the state of readiness. And the truth is this: in life, there is never any readiness. You're never ever going to be ready for anything because there's always going to be change. And the biggest piece of advice I want to share here with you is to realize, what dream are you buying into, whether it's yours or whether it's someone else's, or someone's thrown this dream in front of you. For 4 years, I was bought into someone else's dream of creating a corporate career. And it wasn't until I woke up and I realized that's not really what I wanted. And the biggest piece of advice for me to share here with you is that it's possible. It's possible for you to make this transition, to de-risk it by doing it on the side, building something on the side, researching, educating, skilling yourself up to go find and be better at that new career if you wanted that. If you want to build a business, start a side business. If you want to be an investor, then start investing on the side. Don't limit yourself saying that you don't have enough time. There is always enough time, even if it's 15 minutes a day. And this is what I'm doing every day on my own life right now, is to incrementally move forward and closer to the goals I am doing and wanting to achieve through small steps each day. If you contribute and compound, and that's the big effect here that I want to share with you, is I want to see more of you do compounding efforts so that you can change. And as the girls from this change school here probably have shared with you, change doesn't happen just like that. A decision to change is like that, but the change itself is compounding. You don't immediately just wake up at 6 a.m. every day if that's what you want to do to hit the gym. You compound that. You make the small efforts each day to get closer and closer to making sure you hit your goals. So that's what I want to share here with you guys. The moment I shifted away and started being more closer and more aligned to what I wanted to do, what my real dream is, then that's when my life exploded, and it changed everything by making that decision to let go of good so that I can invite greatness. And now it's moving on from there to let go of greatness to invite excellence, to let go of excellence and to invite yourself into the genius zone. And that's what I get to do now. I get to help more business owners just like you stay in your genius zone. And so if you love to connect with me, head on over to ultimatefreedomsystems.com or just look me up, Richard Fu, PHU, on Facebook or LinkedIn. And I'd love to connect more with you so we can both find our genius zones and actually stay in it so that life becomes magically flowing through us rather than us forcing it to happen. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one.